Hi, it's Dave again. It's Saturday, watch a little college football. Today I decided we're going to talk about one of the most undervalued and probably for a good reason part of fantasy football, the field goal kicker. Um, they can win you a game, but the differential between the top guy and the middle of the pack really isn't that much per week. Now, in an actual NFL game, of course, the kicker can make the difference between win and loss. Um, I remember when the Bears played the Eagles in one of the playoff games. At the beginning of the year, I said, I don't want Cody Parkey on this team. He cannot kick the ball far, and he is not accurate. And I told my kids at the beginning of the year, I said, guys, well, really, my son, he's the only one that listens. My daughter doesn't care. I said, Brandon, this guy is going to cost us at some point this year. And sure enough, in the playoffs against the Eagles, he hit the now famous double doink.
3-yard attempt from the right hash mark. And, he hits the upright again. That's impossible. And the Eagles run out into the field, but there's still 5 seconds. So they've got to get back. He does it again.
Well, that was painful to watch again. That was real hard to watch, but it was predicted. I had no faith in that guy, and he's out of the league. Been out of the league for a while. But anyhow, let's get to fantasy. The difference between the top 10 kickers right now, it's almost a 3-point difference per game, and that's not a lot, but, that's enough. How many times have we lost a game by a point or less? So having a good kicker can be important. Right now, the number one kicker in the league, and I'm going by the Yahoo Point League that I'm using, has been Jake Elliott, and he's one of the guys I guest on early, and he's been great for me. And I also picked him up on some other leagues where I had openings. He's been great. He's been averaging 13.7 points a game in fantasy. One of the things with fantasy kickers is some guys will have huge weeks. So number 7, Matt Gay, his first week was 3 points, second week 8, third week 24. So he's averaging 11.7, but he's not reliable. You don't know with field goal kickers, what they're going to do. It's all up to, is the offense going to stall this week? And then can he make the field goal? Following Jake Elliott is Jake Moody, who's a surprise. He had a rough preseason for San Francisco, but he's been maybe the most consistent kicker at 14, 14, and 12, 13.3 average. Right behind him is Brett Maher, who guessed that one for the Rams. He's 15, 13, 11. He's averaging 13 points a game. You've got Brandon Aubrey, who I picked up on a team or two, and he's been 13, 8, 15, which that's a 12-point average. So, that there's been some pretty good guys, guys that you could have gotten as free agents, guys still out there. Maher is probably a free agent in most of your leagues. I know a lot of people the last couple of years have been taking Justin Tucker, earlier in the draft, which that's fine. The guy is the best field goal kicker in football, but like right now, he's averaging 7.7 a game. He's 6 points a game less than Jake Elliott. Now, that's going to probably change, but, if Baltimore scores touchdowns and doesn't kick field goals, it's not going to change. Another guy that's a big guy is Harrison Butker. He's averaging 8.3 points a game. So, when I see guys drafting kickers earlier in the draft, in the middle of the draft, I kind of laugh because to me it's a wasted pick. There are so many still good bench guys that, with an injury like, say, to Mike Williams, can become your starting wide receiver. It's a waste. Build your bench, then go get your kickers. My kickers are always either the last or next to last pick. That's just the way it is. I got Jake Elliott. I got the number one kicker in the last round. An example, Tucker was the best kicker last year. He averaged just under 10 points a game. The next closest guy was Carlson from Vegas. He was only 2 points less, and this year Carlson's only got 14 points. So last year's numbers really don't mean all that much. The only guy in the top 10, and he's number 10 or number 9, Jason Myers. He's averaging 11 this year, and last year, he averaged a little bit less than that, but he was the 4th best kicker. So the whole point is, kickers are important. You could probably change them almost every week with matchups, but it's not like a defense. Whereas, the defense, you're going up against the Bears. You want that defense that week. I do that every week now. Unless I've got a really good defense that's been hot, I go out and pick up the defense that's playing against the Bears because I know they're not going to score a lot of points and there's going to be a lot of turnovers. Kickers are different. You just don't know what's going to happen with kickers. You just want consistency. That's the most important thing. So anyhow, I got one more clip that's probably the funniest kicker clip coming up next. And I am working on the fantasy injury updates. There's not a lot of names, but there's some, pretty important names. I'll be doing that maybe later this evening. Please click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching this, and we'll see you next time.
A 42-yard attempt by Yepremian. Snap, set down. The kick is blocked. Rolling loose on the field. It is picked up by Garrow. He tries to throw a pass. Deflected in the air. Grabbed by Bass. 40, 35, 30. He's going to score. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Mike Bass. And the Washington specialty teams get their club on the board and make it a new ball game. Just as we were raving about a victory here.